MotorWeek is made possible by TireRack.com, RockAuto.com, and State Farm.
After all, there's always going to be new models since Americans want choice when they're buying a new car. But some people want more. They want to make a most personal statement with their cars. Now, some owners will modify their cars in one way or another. Others, such as high-performance car buffs, will go a lot further. So what do you do if you want a one-of-a-kind performance car but don't want to get your fingers dirty creating it?
The answer could be to get something clean and flowing, namely an ASC McLaren, either as a coupe or as a convertible. In case you're completely fooled by their looks, both cars started life as Mercury Capris. The transformation was done by ASC McLaren, a Livonia, Michigan firm that's owned jointly by ASC Incorporated, the design company, and by an engineering company, McLaren Engines, formerly of McLaren racing fame. Believe it or not, the cars are available through just about any Lincoln Mercury dealer, even though some dealers don't seem to know it yet. The Coupe is the model that benefited most from the engineering and development work of the McLaren end of this co-production. But there's still plenty of cosmetic changes to go around, such as stripes and aero aids. There's an air dam for the front and skirts for the sides. And where the gendarmes will permit, clear aero covers for the headlights and for the taillights. On the inside, the Coupe has the standard Capri 5-liter interior. ASC McLaren adds a leather shifter knob and steering wheel, as well as floor mats, to complement the Capri's already racy cockpit trimmings. But it's what you don't see that makes the Coupe so special. The folks at ASC McLaren only start with the most capable Capri suspension. They substitute springs of their own design and manufacture, low-pressure gas shocks, and different anti-sway bars. They also improve chassis stiffening and beef up the tires and wheels. 225/50 VR16s at the front and 245/45 VR16s at the rear. The result is a car that handles like no Capri we've ever driven. For a car with a fairly dated overall design, cornering power is very high. The handling is neutral, mostly, with a bit of plow when you first cut the wheel. And McLaren engineers managed to retain a very good ride while improving the handling, and that's no small accomplishment. Driving the ASC McLaren gave us our first chance to thoroughly test Ford's new 5-liter high-output engine. It's multi-port fuel injected now. It makes 207 horsepower, that's down 3 from last year's engine, and 285 pound-feet of torque, 25 more than last year's. Thanks mainly to the new induction system, the power curve favors torque over horsepower, and we found the fuel injection really improved the engine's drivability on cold mornings. It comes mated to either a 5-speed manual or an overdrive automatic. And in case you were worried, losing a few horses didn't really hurt things too much at all. The engine's a little less willing to run to its red line, but the power comes on early and there's plenty of pull. A quarter mile went by in 14.2 seconds with a terminal speed of 90. That's very fast. All of that low-end torque, though, can really overburden the rear tires, and the throttle was a little too sensitive at low RPM, making the car hard to launch gently. Still, the McLaren Coupe managed a 0 to 60 time of 7.7 seconds. Again, very fast. While ASC McLaren left the engine pretty much alone, their ground effect skirts seemed to make the car more stable at high speeds and crosswinds. And in case it matters, ASC McLaren claims a 4-mile-per-hour top speed advantage over a stock Capri 5-liter. The brakes on both cars are standard Capri, and they performed pretty well. The Coupe stops averaged 114 feet from 55. The 5-liter SC convertible took 121 feet with some front lock. The difference is most likely caused by the SC's altered weight bias. But the 5-liter SC's looks make up for it. This ASC McLaren is the showcase for what the ASC half of the company does best, designing, especially convertibles. The 5-liter SC gave up its back seat to become a convertible, but it gained proportions that bear more than a passing resemblance to a Mercedes-Benz SL. A whole new rear panel and deck lid were formed for the SC, and the manual operating top stows neatly under a hard body-colored rear panel. Inside, there's special bracing in the floor to make up for the rigidity that the body loses without its steel roof. The dash is Capri, but with a difference. You get real wood veneer there and on the console. And the seats are leather Recaros with stereo speakers built into the headrest. Perfect for a wind-in-the-face sing-along. The 5-liter SC gets just what its name says, a 5-liter, the same as in the Coupe. And the suspension is stock Capri, so the car is still a sprightly performer. But the highway ride is much harsher than the modified Coupe and less fitting to the SC's style. The SC's ride amplifies body shake and makes the car seem less sturdy than it is. And then there's the matter of price. $22,700 for the 5-liter SC convertible. Obviously, that's expensive for a Capri, but still it's less than half the price of the Benz SL Roadster if you'd rather look at it that way. The Coupe is much easier to justify at $15,200. In fact, you couldn't buy a stock Capri and modify it to match the McLaren without spending quite a bit more. So all in all, both cars hit us just about right. For the SC convertible, we like the beautiful styling most of all. For the Coupe, we like the balance the car has found between high-performance handling and a fine, stable ride. For Mrs., we'll only note that the suspension on the SC ragtop is a little too stiff for the car's boulevard purpose. The Coupe suspension tuning would do nicely here. As for the Coupe, even with McLaren's great suspension work, the Capri heritage shows through. There's still a bit too much wheel spin and lost traction on hard throttle starts, but at least it's a huge improvement over any stock Capri. But if a unique mode of transportation is what you want, then both ASC McLarens are just that. ASC McLaren expects to build only 1,000 of the Coupes and 750 of the convertible SCs for the '86 model year. You can't find cars that are much more special than that. In fact, there's only one way you're likely to own a more exclusive car. You've got to design and build it yourself.